As you can see, there's two pieces to the headband. You have the bottom half, which is connected right here, and you have the top half, which is not connected. The top half has clips on the outside of it with little hooks on the edges, and those clips will slot into these little slots here, right there, etc. And the hooks will go underneath the edge right here. All you do is press them down, squeeze, 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 and they snap into place. Then it just comes down to how you align it. But other than that, installation will probably take you 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is extend the headphone arms. We're gonna pin the headphones in place like this. We're gonna get our screwdriver and we're going to unscrew these two screws on the clip. I have a towel down on the table here because these screws are very small, and if for any reason they fall out while you're screwing and they start bouncing around, they could end up on the floor and you might never find them. So the towel is very helpful. Let's see here, almost. There you go. Okay, we're now on to cutting off the headband. So this is the point of no return, and you're going to need to get a pair of scissors or a box style knife that's going to cut. We're going to cut down the seam of the headband right on the side here. You can see it where the nylon meets the PU leather on top. And the reason why we're doing that is because you can see that the cable here runs straight down the middle, and we want to avoid cutting that cable at all costs. Alright, so this is the point of no return. What you should do is watch the rest of this video from this point on before you cut off the headband, and that way you know exactly what's involved with putting on the new one, etc. Because if you don't feel comfortable doing it, you're going to want to stop now and just return the headband instead of going forward, because once it's off, it's off. So I got my scissors. I'm going to dig these in right underneath the seam right here, and I'm just going to start cutting. These scissors aren't that sharp. All right. There we go. So you can see I'm going down the seam. It's going pretty well, but these scissors suck, so it's taking ages. Let's go here. Okay, we're done. You fold it off. What do we have here? There's the stuffing in the inside of it. And then we have another layer right here of material. So I'm gonna have to cut that as well. So I'm gonna go on the nylon only. Actually have not come across two layers of material. They've separated them on this set. Right, that's enough there. I'm just gonna rip it now. If I can, there we go. That's easier. There we go. The other part of the insert, and then we have all of this off now, and all you're left with is the metal band and the cable in the middle, and we're ready to go. Okay, installing the headband. What you want to look at here is you have clips along the side of the top of the headband, and they have a little edge on the outside of them. and then you have the bottom of the headband, which has slots along the side. And those plastic clips on the top part will slide into the slot right here, and then the edge on the outside hooks underneath this plastic here to make it connect together. This headband is a little bit different. It's a floating headband, so when you actually connect it onto the metal frame, you can actually slide it back and forth to align it perfectly. There's no set pieces of plastic that are going to fit into certain areas of the metal headband like here. The only thing you do want to pay attention to is these two middle pieces of plastic. They are used to align it around the main metal headband so that it stays in the middle. So all I'm going to do here is get the bottom in place. Then what I want to do is I want to actually, you can see this little triangle at the end and the flat area right there going across. We're just going to try to align those with the bottom half as well. And all you need to do is get two clips in on the end. So that's clipped in already. Whoops, was clipped in. That's aligned, okay. Right there. And now once you have those clipped in on one end, you're just going to go down the edges and push down with your thumbs and push up with your fingers. And then I'm going to check and make sure there's no gaps. So looking at the front, is there a gap? If there is a gap, what you're going to do is just push kind of like this on the top, pinching the edges. Look at the back, is there a gap? Again, if there is one, just go along and pinch the edges. And then that is that. Now when we want to attach the plastic clips, you need to look at the edges here. So we want them to be perfectly equal, this side compared to that side, so they both fit on correctly. And you're going to be looking here at these two little cutouts and that pointy triangle bit there. You want it to be about this distance roughly, so it's maybe half a centimeter. Look at the other side, it's similar, about half a centimeter away from the very flat edge right here to the notch right there. Second thing you want to look at is this. This one's green, but usually they're black. For example, on the QC3, you can see that it's black. That's a cable guard. These cable guards will move, and if they're blocking these notches, the clips won't fit in place. So you need to make sure this cable guard is pulled down, and there's none of that cable guard in between where these two metal notches are. Once we have that, we're ready to install the clip. So we're going to get the back clip first, and we're going to position that. So if you have it and it's like this, all you're going to do is put the clip in, and this little triangle bit is designed to just push down into the clip. So you have the clip in place like that. You can see the screws are in those two little notches. And then all I'm going to do is push down. And now that's in place. I'm going to take the front. Now what I've done here is I actually have the screws already in the front of the plate, because it's going to make it easier for me to attach that rather than having to fiddle around with holding it in place and then adding the screw and then trying to screw it in place. So I'm just going to push that down so it's in place, and then see if I can get a bit closer here. Just pushing this down in place, and I'm going to use a screwdriver and just screw that screw in. That's one. And then the next one, same thing. Okay, so that side is done. We're now going to get the back side of the other one. We're going to fit that into these clips. And you can see that that has fit directly where it should fit. You don't have to push anything down. And that plastic screw holes are in those slots of the metal headband. And then all we're going to do is get the other clip, place that there. I'm actually missing one of the screws, so I'm just going to screw the one side here. Right. And right, and there you go. The headband is installed, looking as good as new. Well, better than new actually. This headband is thicker and it's wider than the QC3, basically than all of them. You can see on the OE2 what the original headband looks like, and it's really, really thin. So you're going to get more comfort out of this one. If you have any questions, please contact me at info@accessoriesglobal.com. Cheers.